Hello.
Hello. Okay.
Okay, hello everybody.
Yeah, there's a bit of an audio mix-up there, but looks like this first game is starting up.
We're gonna have the UCSD Esports versus the Cheeseless Nachos, not to be mistaken by just a plate of chips.
We see some really interesting comps coming out here. We got K Dynamo and a Hydra coming out, which is really fun to see. But looks like this first push is getting started, and this checkpoint's going to be cleared pretty easily here.
Yes, the map is covered in yellow. The Dynamo is in a great position to hold that pressure down on bats. It's going to be really hard to get back involved here.
Yeah, for sure. If they can get this next checkpoint, that's going to be huge. Yeah, and you know, they still aren't going down. There's still plenty of active members. I'm not sure if they're going to get the checkpoint or the goal here, but it looks like they'll ward them off just for now.
The checkpoint is cleared. It will be easy to get back and work on that KO. I am looking to see UCSD Esports try and get some map control back, especially in mid.
You see the missiles coming up first. It's really nice to at least, you know, get an idea of where the other enemy team is and hopefully start to get better control of mid.
It does look like the Cheeseless Nachos have already set up a good line of defense on their plat. Gem is going to look to try and take that plat and cause some chaos here.
All right. Getting a nice splashdown off before going down to the Hydra. See, Fizzy Wits kind of really just has to play defensively this game because they have, with that huge lead at the start, as long as they don't get any unfortunate wipes here and there, they just have to play defensively.
That's right. If I'm thinking from the side of UCSD, I'm thinking how can we get to the Hydra as well as the Dynamo. If you can take out that backline, it's going to be much, much easier to start and get a sustained push.
Unfortunately for USSD, they are kind of being forced back here. A little bit of a staggered wipe coming out, it seems.
So as they come back, they're going to want to make sure that they group up and do not stagger out of spawn to make sure that they can set up a good defense. They do not have a lot of room to spare.
Yeah, Cheeseless Nachos seems to have all the momentum they need to keep going, although UCSD does seem to have some specials ready for defense. The machine does a lot of work, at least keeping them off the tower.
Ofugami kind of just policing the mid right now, not letting anybody come in, and anybody who gets in their range is going down easy. Somebody's going to have to deal with that.
It seems like they keep a lot of dropping into yellow turf here. It makes them a lot easier for them to get picked off. Again, with the C-Jet going down early, that's really unfortunate for UCSD.
I think the colors have changed on a skid. I'm a little bit confused. Now I think UCSD... okay, and unfortunately Totoro bot is going to fall off the map. UCSD is not going to have armor to continue that push.
We've got just a minute left. It seems like they're going to have to make something happen here. Start getting those picks that they really need. I think on the
Great
Hydra, it's
pick
gonna be
on
a
the
fair
Hydra.
start, so.
Getting rid of the Dynamo could be crucial at this point, allowing the end zap from Cheeseless Nachos to start getting that map control back. Otherwise, it's really, really hard to move in. And once again, we're going to see Mofugami on the CDS just policing that mid and not letting anybody come in easily.
Yeah, even with the rain, just keeping them away from tower.
UCSD really is running a very defensive comp. If you can let that Dynamo and that Hydra get set up in a perch and somewhere that they feel comfortable, it's very, very difficult for any team to attack. You're going to be looking to, you know, start talking about how you can flank them, how you can get into those positions to start that sort of pushback, that counter push. So now that you guys can hear us, I'm not sure if you heard us before, we'd like to welcome you to the CCA final exam, the premier collegiate Splatoon event happening today. I know you guys should be studying, but I'm so happy you're taking a break to play with us or to watch with us. My name is Drew, and I'm joined by my Luau teammate, Sir Skit. What did you think of that first game?
You know, that was a really strong showing at the start. Sometimes it's hard to come back from such a. They got it down all the way to 4. So, I mean, yeah, that was the Dynamo and the machine really having just doing so much work for their respective teams.
So if you're Cheeseless Nachos, you're going into game 2 down a game. What are we talking about, you know, in the VC right now as we plan our next comp? Are you talking about how to counter that Hydra and Dynamo, or are you thinking more specifically about the map mode Humpback Clams?
You know, sometimes you just want to go with like what you're most comfortable with, but I think that the Dynamo here at Humpback Clams is going to be really dangerous to deal with. I think you can think about maybe using missiles and other specials that kind of just help you box out the Dynamo, if they even go Dynamo here.
And with such a short map like Humpback, I think this is a great map to practice your sustained pushes, making sure that you have somebody running clams, throwing them to the basket, and throwing bombs onto plat is a great way to really get an easy knockout on this map.
hmm This map can be really dangerous just because it is one of the smaller maps. You know, there's not that much distance from your spawn to the basket, really. So if you have the plane, and if you have the clams, it can get out of control really quickly for the other team.
It's also a great map for a counter attack. If the other team wipes, you can run that pity in quite quickly.
Ooh, we see a X-Flow coming out from Fizzy Wits. That's really interesting here.
And we're going to see 2 tents in this matchup. I love to see that, how we're going to be using that tent shield to make a sustained push.
And we see the V-Jet going down first. So Cheeseless and Nachos might be needing to back up a bit. No picks yet.
Yeah, when you lose that backline, you might have a sense of feeling like you're able to get rushed down because you don't have anybody looking at all sites and really being able to back you up from behind and keep that space. Great duel here happening in the elbow. Ooh, and a nice trade, so no danger coming from there.
It does seem like UCSD has pretty nice map control, and they have a super clam at the ready with bubbles on the X below. So they might try to get something going here soon.
What they're going to look to do is start pressuring the plat and get these specials to move in. They do have the clams to make a very, very good push here. I'd like to see somebody going and running clams and throwing them to basket for other people to throw in.
Oh wow, yeah, really nice push there. They did really nice use of their specials. Not too many clams going in, and they did wipe. So let's see if Cheeseless Nachos can get control of mid. It looks like they're already starting out a push with these bubbles.
UCSD did go 3 down after the end of that push, but it looks like they're taking it quite well on their plat. Great defense so far. and they're going to look to take control of mid with this armor again. Mofugami going to pressure onto the plat. This is a great source of pressure that you can have and really start drawing people and their attention to their elbow and getting your team to, set up for a push.
The CDS are really good at just staying alive, but always keeping that pressure up with its longer distance.
A little bit of a stalemate here. Some defensive bubbles coming out of Cheeseless Nachos. But UCSD does have the clams. They can start thinking about a push if they get 1 or 2 picks down.
They've been really good at figuring out their timing of when they should start pushing. They have armor ready, which might be at the start of it. And the hammer's coming out too, so let's see what they make with this. Seems like the shot does go down. But still, really just holding mid right now. Oh, but they do, the other, Cheeseless Nachos goes though 3 down. They should get this clamming, yeah.
I do have some clams to follow up. I'd love to see somebody on the plat keep continuing the pressure, but I do see Fizzy Wits throwing out those bubbles to help their team be able to throw in clams safely. Great pressure. I love to see that rain on plat. It makes it really hard for the opposing team to be able to come back and defend.
And these clams just keep getting thrown into the basket. They're already down to 13. The push seemed to have fizzled out enough. So at least Cheeseless Nachos is safe for now.
They won't be getting the knockout at this point, but it's quite close. That was a great push. If I'm Cheeseless Nachos, I'm looking to regain mid and make that secondary push ready to go.
And they're going to have to make something happen fast because they only have about a minute left to get it all the way down to less than 7.
Isso's coming out early from Red Dynamo, who is going to be patrolling that left side.
Again, it seems like both teams are just looking for a pick to maybe move in with about the same amount of climbs here. Oh, but the hammer, rain, and armor coming out. That Tampa's going to do a lot of havoc here mid. Oh. But really nice play from Red Dynamo. That defense came in such clutch there.
They have a jump ready to go to start their push, but they do not have a lot of follow-up clams ready.
It seems like all 7 clams are with the zap right now. I'm not sure if they're able to get any in.
I think that's going to be the end of that push, and they're going to need a strong push in this last 20 seconds. It's going to be really hard to come back from this.
And they did use, it seems like they did use their pity for that last push, so they're going to have to make a new tower here pretty soon.
At this point, UCSD Esports is just playing defense. Getting aggressive, though. That's going to be game 2, 2-0 to UCSD Esports, who looked really, really organized. There was times when I thought both teams were a little bit slow to make a push, but UCSD certainly took advantage.
Yeah, for sure. I think they were really good at looking for that pick and then using their specials to really get more sustained pushes here and there. Yeah, I mean, and Cheeseless Nachos looks like they're gonna have to go for the reverse sweep here in this set.
Which we know is very, very doable. But against a team like UCSD Esports, who seem very, very organized, it's going to be difficult. But Rainmaker is a type of mode where really anything can happen, especially if you move fast and get a couple picks. I like to focus on turf control in this mode so that the Rainmaker can move and really taking advantage of when the other team is 2 or 3 people down.
For sure. Rainmaker can really go either to either team. All you need is just maybe 1 or 2 opportune wipes, and you can get the lead off of that.
Now on the Reef, I think Luau really likes to focus on trying to hold bridge. I think if you hold bridge, it's easy to move into their main, into their lamp, or into their tree, and you get a lot of different options for where the Rainmaker can go. Taking control of that bridge and holding it down is something really, really crucial.
Yeah, for sure. I think it just opens up a lot of different paths for your teammates to push you or for the Rainmaker to take. And I don't know, I kind of want to see the Dynamo come back out for this map just because I think it covers bridge pretty well too.
That's right. It's hard to get the dynamo onto bridge, but once a dynamo sets off on bridge, it can be such a nightmare. We're going to get started here in game 3. Rainmaker on the Reef. And we don't see the dynamo, we see the Hydra coming back in a brush, which can really cause a lot of chaos. But so too can the Clapples from Cheeseless Nachos. 2 different fast-moving weapons.
Cloud was really probably one of the most aggressive weapons in the game, so it should see how it should be interesting to see how it works in this aggressive mode.
Toro bot there, the zap, a little bit out of position, trying to rush into left tree and gets caught out for it. Going down. The Cheeseless Nachos are going to look to make the first push. Gem is looking for paint, looking for where to go. Gets a couple picks already. UCSD Esports without a zap again, so they're not going to have armor for this defense.
Gem just snaking their way in there. Getting a decent start. They got the jump onto their lower steps, which should be nice. But thankfully the Hydra snuffed it out pretty quickly. You know, we also mentioned like the rain is really strong for clearing people off of bridge too.
That's right. When you throw rain, you want to tell your teammate where you're going to throw that rain and allow them to follow up and win those easier fights for people trying to escape. And that way you can take the space that rain gives you. There's going to be a nice battle here on main. The Clapples chasing the Rainmaker down. And now a dually fight by the right tree. It looks like Cheeseless Nachos has set up their line of defense again. They've got their main and bridge covered. It's going to be hard, and UCSD Esports is going to need a couple picks to be able to move back in.
Sure, it looks like they do get the umbrella. That is nice. They're moving slowly into street, but these missiles are going to slow down their push.
I love to see those counter missiles when UCSD is popping armor. That way you can break off the armor and you kind of counteract the aggressive push that people want to make when they pop armor. You have to go out of position to avoid missiles and it can really slow them back down.
They try to do something, seems like they tried to do something cheeky with the Rainmaker, but not quite. But you know what, might not go for it. A bit of a stalemate happening in the game right now. 2v2 situation, so neither team really wants to push in too hard right now. But maybe the umbrella can make something happen. Popping the bomb rush.
A lot of trades happening right here. The teams need to slow down, focus on their targets or the positions that they want to take and really set up their push. It looks like they seem a little bit frazzled, you know, getting these trades, and it's hard to make a good push or defense either way.
Yeah, and it seems like these trades are more in the favor of Cheeseless Nachos because, you know, they already have leads, so as long as they keep taking trades, that's going to stop UCSD from really pushing up to get the points that they need.
Yeah, if Cheeseless Nachos can hold down turf control and play defense the rest of the game, they're going to have a good chance of winning this as we go close to the final minute mark. You see the brush here. This is that chaotic energy that brushes can have and really disrupt that backline. Unfortunately, he does go down, but that, you know, if that play worked out, you can really start to get some crucial flanks and some crucial picks. UCSD picking it up a little bit early there. I think a little bit premature. They didn't really have a good, you know, sense of turf control and a place to move.
Cheeseless Nachos is really doing a good job of, you know, not getting wiped or and keeping the turf up to really keep UCSD out. We got just 30 seconds left, and the CDS goes to go down, so they're going to be 2 down going into these last few seconds.
I love that Amber called out that they needed help and Gem came and picked off that sap. Love to see that buddying up. All right, Kevin here, the brush, looking for a potential sneak attack. So Cheeseless Nachos has armor up. So they pick up the Rainmaker. They have to here. Now the rest of their team is going to have to focus on making a path, calling out where they want to go. It looks like they're going to want to go up on the right side.
Oh, the Zap
just for a rush down.
Looks like he was able to just sneak up the Rainmaker there.
Well, Cheeseless Nachos on the board, 2-1 for UCSD Esports. This set just got a lot more interesting. I wouldn't say that either team really commanded that game. It was a little bit back and forth. That push to 41 really isn't a great push, but it was enough in that stalemate of a game.
Yeah, I think having a really strong start goes a long way in Rainmaker for sure.
Absolutely. If you can get that push and play defense, it is really easy to stall out a Rainmaker game. You just need to be careful in Rainmaker, like any other mode, not to wipe, or you're really giving the other team 40, 50 points. But Cheeseless Nachos didn't do that. They were trading, not always a great situation, but they were never going 2-3 people down. I don't think we even saw a wipe that game.
I don't think so. They just had pain and enough presence on the board to really not let them get the push that the other team needed.
Now we're going into Splat zones on Musselforge. Two things our coach always told us, Skit, are what? I want to see if you remember.
Oh no. Paint.
Always paint. Make sure you're focusing objective. Remember, Brock used to tell us, take the trench so that person can focus on anybody coming over the bridge.
That's true.
Drop as well. Because at that point, it's so hard to come back. Musselforge, really a classic map to highlight how easily you can lock out a team, because you really do have to go over that moat of a trench. You're either going around right or left or across bridge. And if that's locked down, it's really hard to get back involved.
Yeah, if they can control the area around your roof, it's really easy to pressure. Because that's going to be the main way that people like going back to zone.
UCSD bringing back the Explosh Dynamo. I love to see that. It's a very, very turf-heavy comp. The clap was coming back out from Cheeseless Nachos. I don't know if they put the most work in last game, but certainly with these walls, they can get mobile and start getting some great flank picks. But Cheeseless Nachos already going down too.
Yeah, the last thing you want is getting locked out by a team with an Explosher. And Clapples are on the right locker. They do jump out. So
at this point, it's almost like a soft wipe. They want to get set up. UCSD Esports wants to get set up for this defense.
This is perhaps one of the best things that Expo is good at. Just keep on lobbing those shots and making it hard for them to come back.
So if you're Cheeseless Nachos here, you want to group up as a team and decide which way you're going to get back into zone. Usually that's going to come up with 1 or 2 specials, but they're already back 3 down. The Clapples are going to have to jump back out. This is looking like it could be a knockout.
We're going to have to make something happen here. There's only 10 points left on the board. Maybe just run straight to zone and make something happen.
At this point, you have to. And that was a classic, just like we were talking about, a classic lockout set from UCSD Esports. That heavy turf coverage, as well as that long-range turf coverage from the Explo and Dynamo, really just locked out Cheeseless Nachos.
It was a quick game 4, but a really fun set overall.
That was a great set. UCSD taking it 3-1. Cheeseless Nachos. Don't forget, they're not just a plate of chips. I'm excited to see what they can do the rest of Swiss. I'm hoping for the best for them. But UCSD Esports definitely looking like a great organized team so far.
I think Their team coordination was definitely one of their strongest suits there.
Absolutely. They seem to really understand good team composition and strategy, playing as a team with an organized push, as well as defense. Uh, And we will be taking a quick break. We want to stay hydrated, but we're going to come back for round two of Swiss very, very soon. Stay there. Maybe get a couple study time, a little bit of study time in while we're on break. We'll talk to you soon.
Welcome everybody for round 2 of Swiss. Looks like we have Nazareth College Esports here against Daybreak, which is from UT Austin. So it should be a fun set.
That's right. We got two new teams, as far as I'm aware, to the CCA final exam. They're taking a break from studying, being diligent students to play Clam Blitz on Starfish. In my opinion, the pit on Starfish during Clam Blitz is one of the most dangerous areas in all of Splatoon, both on defense and offense.
For sure. You only want to be in there if you have clams or if you're ready to take on the other team that's going to drop on you.
I think it's really important to take snipe here. I think you get so many good sight lines of the other team coming back in and really can shut them down and pick them off if you have a good charger, for example, and just keep that push going.
And it's definitely harder for the other team to remove you from their own snipe too.
I just took a quick look in the Twitch chat. A lot of fans of both teams here. I love to see people coming out to support their colleges.
It looks like this game is starting now.
And Lauren is going to bring out that charger just like I thought. If she can get on the other team's sniper, get an aggressive position, it's going to be a great way to shut the other team down.
We also see a blob coming out from Daybreak, which I'm kind of interested to see. It's always fun to see blobs come out.
You know I love to see the blob skit. And Nazareth is not playing... Wait, now I got... Hold on. Daybreak is not playing with a backline. And that's going to be interesting to see how they control space.
Looks like they do have a delayed wipe there, and Nazareth does have the plans to get a push started. But not quite the picks that they need yet to keep this going. But the
It looks like Kath really went in there alone. So yeah, you do not want to be in that pit. Both teams getting some deaths there. They're going to chase down Lauren. Lauren's going to go down there. And I'm hoping to see Daybreak take mid, get some clams, and be able to start a push by getting their specials ready to go.
With just a minute, getting it all the way down to 50, that's a good push to start out.
That's a great first push. Daybreak popping armor a little bit early. They don't really have the clams. They do actually have the clams now. Bomb rush coming out as well. Crowd's going to be looking to get a good position and start flanking that charger. But Lauren knew that he was coming. I love to see that awareness from a good backliner like Lauren. But two power clams ready to get thrown in.
But it looks like Nazareth has a pretty nice defense coming out here. Getting some... oh, well, it looks like Daybreak does find a way in, though. But
the blob is going to trade, and that pity looks like it's not going to get in unless Ethan can make a very clutch play here. But he's going to play it safe and move back to mid and just hold down that mid control as Lauren takes back snipe.
Lauren has had
great snipe on Crowd.
And keeping an eye on any flank. Lauren just has so much
run out here
on that here.
Both teams have a lot of clams to their name. It's going to come down to getting advantage, but it's 2-2 right now on the field.
Ethan trying to sneak past the two in pit, but not quite.
What Ethan needs to do there is throw a bomb into pit if he wants to rush in, so that he kind of clears out that area and gives him a little bit more of a path. He can really control space as the Zap with those suction bombs.
For sure. Daybreak is definitely going to have to go for, more cleaner push. Oh, push with picks and the clams that they need. Shab kind of going off here.
Yeah, that's a great double by him. If he He's going to get picked off by some team play in mid. But the brush, the classic brush, tries to go in, is not able to get that done.
But the blob sees all and takes that out pretty nicely.
He's going to pop armor, and he's thinking about rushing that clam in. Now, he has to remember he's the only one with clams right now. So they're not going to be able to really follow up with clams yet. His teammates are trying to follow in. Brad's going to get a couple.
And they're just a few points away from lead, but it doesn't look like they'll get too much off this. They're out of clams.
No more clams for Daybreak here. You have to remember that when you're throwing in a clam, you don't want to just throw in a clam and get the hell out of there. You want to make sure that your team is ready to follow up with more clams, or else you're just sort of adding to your penalty in a way. That's why a sustained push is so important in a mode like Clam Blitz. It's really a mode of resource management.
For sure. You definitely need teammates holding the basket open, but also throwing clams in.
I'd love to see a little sneaky flank here from Ken Mr. One of my good friends. And he gets picked off. That ball's going to go down. That's all the way in Attic. And it looks like Daybreak has almost 30 clams. It looks like they dropped 2 of the pitties. Shab going off again, just getting those picks. If you feed into Shab, he will put you down.
And it looks like that was a delayed wipe. They were just 2 clams away from the lead.
That's too bad. So it's a close game, but it looks like Nazareth is going to take this game. This is going to be an exciting set. 2 closely matched teams, really showing us some give and take. Maybe some tips we can give them later for organization. Shab really popping off there with 13.
For sure. It seems like, Daybreak was doing a good job of getting the picks that they needed, but, Lauren on the Charger was really good at, making sure that their team had a strong presence, even if they're 2 down. And I think they just need, a few more picks they just needed a few more picks to really keep their pushes going.
I see Ethan in the stream chat too. He's looking between games to just give some feedback to everybody. I love this community the CCA is forming, right? You're in college, you want to make good friends, you want to have some friendly competition. I love to see that, the fun that we're having here today. I just love that. I'm so excited.
Right. I just love the vibe of everyone in this tournament. Just coming out and just having some splats, throwing some clams in the basket.
Now, Skip, we picked up Kami from kind of a college Splatoon server you had, didn't we?
Yeah. On me and Drew's team, we actually picked up Kami, a Tetris player, and we kind of just brought him into comp, and it's been like a really fun experience. I feel like CCA is a really good way to meet people that are vaguely in your vicinity, and just playing a game that we all love.
All right, we're gonna move into Rainmaker on Snapper, a map that Luau famously has problems with. Please do not use that against us. We're trying our best. But the interesting thing about Rainmaker on Snapper is there's so many different routes that you can go. It's easy to push and get a counter push. It's really a fun and exciting map. Of all the map and modes I think we're going to see today, this is the one that could really go for any team.
Mm-hmm. I think the number one thing here is to know where exactly you want to push the Rainmaker, because it's such an open map, and you don't want to have the Rainmaker be caught alone. You can push through street if you have a nice wipe, because that is the fastest way to their goal. But I think the left side's a little bit more safer. I do expect to see probably a Stingray coming out because it is Rainmaker, but I mean, I think Lauren on the Charger could be really strong here too.
Absolutely. If she can take a good position on Snipe, it's going to be hard for any Rainmaker to move in. If she moves right, she can watch that right hill, taking that space. But we're going to see sort of a counter backline here with the vanilla jet. So opting for missiles, which can throw the positioning of that Rainmaker off.
I'm really excited to see a Sploosh coming out. It's another aggressive weapon, but also it's good at getting the pop by itself and using the hammer to really create space for the Rainmaker.
And the Zap gonna be going down on the side of Nazareth, so no armor. Ooh, Pack was looking to hunt down Crowd, but gets picked off with the crowd control.
Oh, it's just Lauren, she does get pressured. Down, so
Crowd moving up.
push. But the junior drop on the Rainmaker and gets a nice push kick to slow down this push.
Yeah, that's a great trade. And look at Shab just ready to pick these people off as they stagger into street. He's a killer.
And it looks like he's just using the Square Bomb to clear them out. And let's see where they're going to take the Rainmaker.
Thinking about going left over cut to bunker. I love to see that risky jump.
And just a sliver away from lead. Sploosh is in. Might make something happen here.
If Pack can get this pick, he's a playmaker. I love to see that. The hammer coming out. And that's going to be lead for Nazareth. So Ethan's looking to get armor here and start a counter push. The Blob's so good. Absolutely so good at shredding the Rainmaker shield and just controlling area, both with the bubbles that you have to respect and this bomb rush coming out.
Sure. They do go 2 down, so the Blob kind of just forced to, try to hold their street. It's prevent them from getting their street for free.
And Kinlan does a great job of holding that area down so that nobody can get that counter push going so fast. But Lauren in a great position, gets down the Blob. Ken Misser looking to follow up on Snipe.
Fortunately, they do get that come off their Snipe. If they get their Snipe, it's pretty dangerous here too. A lot of specials coming out here. The Rainmaker trying to go for something cheeky, but it does get picked out.
Yeah, T-Pack 007 just let the Rainmaker sneak by. Ends up getting a couple shots into them, and they do go down. T-Pack looks like he's thinking about a flank. He knows that Lauren needs to be taken out and that she is on that snipe. But isn't making the moves yet. Just keeping control of mid, policing it, making sure nobody gets in easy.
They do need to start moving the Rainmakers soon. And they do pick it up, but no picks. It is a 3v3 right now, so they're gonna have to make something more happen.
Crowd's moving quickly left alone. Shab, of course, ready for that. Now if Shab can pick off Kinlan on the Blob, it's going to be really hard for Daybreak to get back and pick up that Rainmaker, continue that push. They really didn't get any new points.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Daybreak is done here quite yet. They're still doing a good job of keeping pressure on this left side. Maybe opening up a path for later on.
And there's Kak, the master of stealth, comes in before the missiles can even come out. He was patient.
They're doing a really good job of, rushing down the players that he just wants to splat.
His movement is looking like Kami. Oh, but unfortunately goes down to Crowd. The crowd control that people love with the armor. And that Jet is looking like a Slayer today. So in the Daybreak VC, what they're talking about right now is where are we going to pick up this Rainmaker and go? And somebody needs to start paying the path. It looks like they're going to try and force it down street.
Shab does pick off their Rainmaker though. So, and that's a little unfortunate. They do need to get something going. There's 20 seconds left. Kak going for the Rainmaker. But they
Kinlan picks it up, so the Blob is going to have that Rainmaker. But Kak on the hunt. Somebody needs to get Kak out of there. Oh, wow. Kak is moving today. That's a double for Kak right there.
Really, I think that might have been a triple, I think.
It might have been. Wow, some good back and forth. Once again, we don't see a huge push to win this Rainmaker game, but enough is enough.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like after that first push, all they had to do was keep taking those trades, and singling out the Rainmaker to keep on slowing down their push and running down that timer.
Crowd and CAC really showing off why they're such a force for these two teams. I'm excited to see what we bring out into game 3. Nazareth up 2-0.
Mhm.
Daybreak's going to want to come back. It's by no means has it been a lopsided set.
For sure. I mean, I'm kind of interested to see like what both teams are coming out. I think Blobs. I always like seeing Blob play. I think it's actually really strong here at Wahoo World. I
You
just
know,
control it.
yes.
But,
Skid, you know I love to bring out the blob here.
and range really strong. You can even use the bomb rush Blob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shooters are good here too. Really what you want to do is watch out for flanks and then be able to win that first battle,
Mhm.
take their plat in court. After that, a team that's well set up on Wahoo is really hard to break back into again.
Yeah, I think we'll see that the opening is going to make a huge difference of who actually takes this game because it's if the other team knows how to take their court and really prevent them from reaching the zone, that could be maybe a 100-0 push.
There's definitely some discussions in the VC right now of game plans. I love to see people thinking about weapon choices, compositions. Good to take a breath and get ready to set up for the Splat Zones game on Wahoo. Let's get it started. I think Daybreak's going to take this. I'm going to call it. Inland switching from the blob to the try. They're going to go double armor, a Luau low ink classic.
And we see Nazareth with the Airspray PG. So with the Caper, so that's going to be a double Booyah Bomb, which basically covers the whole zone and nullifies like any bomb rush of any sort. Nazareth getting an early advantage, but thankfully picking off Shaw before he's able to do too much damage.
Yeah, with Shab down, you want to get an aggressive position to make it hard for Shab to come back in and keep slaying. Ethan with a great double. That just showing off how Zap is so mobile and so strong of a weapon right now.
Those are two really strong picks because you see that Nazareth's two main painters did go down there.
Once again, Shab is really just saying, I'm sharking here, you can come to me, I'm going to pick you off as you walk right into me.
Really strong presence across his games. And sometimes you just have to respect the range of the K-Pro.
And that was a great Booyah Bomb. They're able to take back Plat, put some pressure on that ramp. Just throwing bomb pressure. You know what? You don't have to make it complicated. Just keep space.
Bombs really help with, letting you decide the pace of the other team and slowing them down. And this
Inland gonna want to take advantage of that rain. With the help of Ethan, Shab down, Ken Mister down. The Stingray is gonna be a little bit too late for Lauren because Daybreak's gonna capture that zone. They're probably gonna get back into great.
So close. Again, Lauren's just doing such a good job of staying alive, but also getting a pick where they really need it.
And this is already a really exciting back and forth game. Daybreak focused on their flat right now. Inland with the try, showing why it's so powerful. Picking off Lauren.
Really nice defense coming out from Nazareth, though. And these just keep counting down.
looks like T-Tac's going to be looking from the right to maybe sneak attack them. Two people of Nazareth in zone.
No picks just yet. And only 20 more points left to go.
Yeah, they need to start getting something started. T-Tac says, I'm going to take it into my own hands. Unfortunately gets the trade, or Shab picks them off. At this point, you have to rush in if you're Daybreak. Looks like he might be able to do it. They're going to pick out Shab. Probably the jump here if they see it.
No cap.
Crowd control.
There we go. There's the cap.
I love to see Crowd using his range and getting, moving up too. You, as a backliner, you don't always have to hold back. Take the space that is given to you.
It's basically like a KF but longer.
Paint over this booyah.
And
Grab the only one up right now. Daybreak might have overextended there.
I think Nazareth's comp is really showing what it can do here with the double booyah bomb. They've been really good at getting back to zone and not getting locked out.
Nazareth just waiting on that plat.
Unfortunately, getting caught there without any ink left on the CDS.
And I love to see Kak and Shab kind of grouping up and just holding down that plat, making it hard to get back in using the buddy system.
That's gonna be game.
That was a great match, and that really it did show how Nazareth was really just the better side. It was a close set, but they were more organized. They didn't let themselves get too out of control, wipe too often, and they really held down space and played together as a team.
For sure.
Definitely great showing. Some great players on both teams. I'm hearing in the chats that these teams are really growing and they're really leveling up in these past couple tournaments they've played in. A lot of people talking about Nazareth. I love to see that. That's so exciting. And to see players who aren't all X ranked, to see teams who are just getting involved, playing in tournaments, those are the teams who are going to level up so fast.
For sure. I would love to see a lot more stuff from both of these teams. And I think both of these teams are an example of, like how fun it could be, just to get something going with people from your colleges and with CCA.
That's right. Get involved, have a couple of laughs and jokes and some competitive attitudes, with friends. And these are the people who are going to, these are going to be lifelong friends. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. Look at your study notes, and we're going to be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Put the integral tables away. Stop writing that essay. We're back with round 3 of the CCA final exam tournament today. We've got Wiggler Ahoy versus Killjoys. I'm here with my best friend Skit.
Hello, hello, it is me again. And it looks like this first game coming out is going to be Rainmaker at Blackbelly Skatepark.
And these are two really, really good teams. Wiggler Ahoy obviously winning the last installment of the CCA tournament, looking to go for the repeat.
And it looks like both of these teams are actually starting out, coming out 2-0. So only one of these teams is going to come out with a full 3-0 for Swiss. So, G, what do you expect to see here at Rainmaker Blackbelly?
I'm looking to see a first pop and having your team call out whether you're going left or right. I like to go right if you can get 2 or 3 picks on the opposing team. I think Stingray is really good here because of the linear nature of the map. I expect to see that come out. But we don't.
You see a really aggressive comp coming out from Wiggler Ahoy. But triple bucket coming out from Killjoy.
It looks like armor's going to be off the table for Killjoys to start, with the try going down. I'm looking to see Ali's Tetras really causing some havoc. Char going down. That's 2 down on the side of Wiggler Ahoy.
Takes
3 now.
Kind of walking here.
Wiggler Ahoy is going to wait with the Rainmaker by pipe, hoping their team can kind of get back involved. Ali already there with those very mobile Tetras, starting to create that havoc that Tetras are known for.
Which is a really big part, of sometimes running in and dying, but sometimes also taking maybe 2 people down with you. So
this is looking like it could be an easy KO here for Wiggler Ahoy.
getting it all the way down to 1.
Down to 1. So now at this point, Killjoy's obviously to win going to have to get a knockout. It's possible on Blackbelly, but it's going to be a huge task ahead of them. It looks like the Tri-Slosher might be sharking.
I'm not sure if they see it yet. Might go for something here.
Yes, Char is going to do, but can they get up? And they
Oh,
do.
Oh, that was so cheeky.
That's such a sneaky move, and that's why you really need to have your attention on who went down, who's still up. You know, if you have that patience, and that can really pay off. Char, what a great play.
Yeah, I think
making it look easy.
that might have shaken the Killjoys a little bit. Going into the next 2 games, they're gonna have to be a lot more careful because the Tetras are known for kind of being where you weren't expecting to be, and even in that case, it was just the Tri-Slosher sharking too. So definitely, yeah, that's just rough.
Yeah, now Rainmaker notoriously can be a mode, where those sneak attacks really pay off our valuable zones. I think is a little bit more fair and honest. The objective isn't moving. You really can always know where you have to focus your attention. On Inkblot, really a fan favorite map for zones.
I think a lot of people know how to play Inkblot. You take zone, and once you get control of mid, you can start pushing in their plat pretty easily. If you can have someone sit on top mid, keep up the bomb pressure, and yeah. I do expect to see Ali probably go for a lot of Tetra flanks going through tree. I don't know. I feel like a lot of Tetra players like to go for that.
Yeah, Kami might be able to tell you in the chat. I know he's watching today. Killjoy's looking to probably slow this game down, catch the breath, and relax here. That was a tough game to give up, game 1. It looks like Wiggler Ahoy's just thinking about this comp and making sure they can continue the momentum here into game 2. another mobile option, slang option. Wiggler Hoy really looking like a fast-paced, aggressive team.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of aggressive comps coming out.
Killjoy has the mobility too, and Armor already up by Roundy, a very, very talented support player, looking to paint up that right zone and move in with that aggressive Armor, getting 2 picks, 3 down on the side of Killjoys. It's going to be hard to push back in if Wiggler Ahoy is able to push up onto Black.
Yeah, let's see if they can start going for a lockout, or also maybe just hang out on zone and force them to come to zone. Ali going straight for their plat. Maybe pincering out their elbow.
Great teamwork by Ali, and I'm not sure if that was Roundy or who that was, but look at Ali sharking here, looking to get a pick off on anybody who jumps in.
Really just not giving them a break right now. Ali going in, jumping back and forth. And this Tyrant keeps just going down.
Yeah, Yuko's going to look to hold this armor. Pops are ready, hoping his team can get aggressive with him. And a counter armor coming from Roundy. The time is going to just keep clicking down. I want to see Killjoys group up, probably get Soren off of top mid. They really have to go in there.
Yeah, that Booyah Bomb just was not enough there. And looks like Wiggler Hoy's gonna take it to a 2-0.
That was just really clean play. It shows you why you don't always need a backliner. If you can get aggressive and get those picks, you know, you just don't let the other team ever set up.
Mm-hmm. Just constant pressure. And, you know, it's kind of forcing them to stagger a bit. You know, if a team's trying to retake and you get 1 or 2 picks, that's gonna make it a lot harder for them to get into zone.
That's right. And the other team, Killjoys, needs to slow down and remember to go in as a team with their bombs, trying to use some specials if they can get it, and just try and pick off 1 or 2 people at a time and then move in as a group.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like this next game is going to be at TC Mako Mart. I think this map, like a lot of other TC maps, can get a little snowbally. You know, once you clear like that second checkpoint, it's going to be a lot harder to stop an aggressive comp like what Wiggler Ahoy is bringing out today.
It's so true. And I'm thinking if you can take their drop and their right stack, you really can dictate where the other team can come back to defend. And you can kind of lead, if you have a backliner, you can lead, you know, the opposing team's players into drop where your slayers are waiting, or vice versa. The slayers can push somebody right into breakfast, and the slayers are the backliners are just ready to pick them off. That second checkpoint really is the most crucial.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of interested to see if Killjoys is going to keep bringing on that remix, because that's another strong choice here if they can help the remix get into position. Really interesting comps coming out here again, both aggressive. Let's see how their opening goes.
Let's see, what is that? A double missile comp coming out of Killjoys just to help displace Wiggler Ahoy if they're getting into those good positions that I mentioned before.
I think that's also going to help with catching out anyone that might be sharking. I think they probably learned their lesson after that Rainmaker game.
Both dualies going down from both sides. Skid, I'm surprised you haven't mentioned the custom blaster, one of your favorites.
I'm a big fan of the custom blaster here, just for even getting tower or even keeping pressure on their plat. Inkjet's so great at just keeping them away from their drop, and just reaches so many different areas on this map.
That was great vision from QB to see Ali trying to flank around to that left stack, picks Ali off, and really clears out that dangerous flanking threat.
We do clear this first checkpoint, but Wiggler Hoy is 2 down, I believe. sword.
great missiles coming out.
You see some trades coming out back and forth, but they are still pushing tower. And now with that first checkpoint gone, they're going to keep it moving. Fourth their drop.
Some great fights here on the far left or right side, depending on what team. Char the Custom Blaster trying to take their... How they helping out, team play. And this is a great position for a Jet to be in right now. Very high ground and just picking off unsuspecting Splatlings, but UB's going to stay alive.
We about slowly pulling them down a bit, but yeah, that was a wipe there. It looks like they get this last checkpoint pretty handily. And that's going to be a 3-0 coming out from Wriggler Ahoy. Yeah, it just seemed like, you know, they were able to snowball once they cleared that first checkpoint, and their push just did not stop.
And they are just showing us, you know, why they won that last installment and how bad they want to get the repeat. Great all-around team play. Killjoys still showing some really good strength and why they went 2-0 so far, now 2-1. I'm hoping to see them make it into that top 4 and just keep this top 4 bracket that's going to be coming up interesting. Some great teams, some great collegiate esports play that we've seen so far, Skid.
For sure. We did see in round 2 of Swiss, Wiggler actually did go 3-2 against Sad Face University, so we might just see that again coming up in a single elimination.
That's so exciting. Now we are going to leave you. We have some... Yes, of course, we have to plug something that's really exciting. This tournament is organized by the Collegiate Cephalopod Discord server that we have that we would love you to join. It's a great community of fellow students, alumni, Splatoon players that I heard are up at all hours of the day wanting to play Splatoon. Isn't that right, Skip?
For sure. Like sometimes you can just ping really late and just get people for some chill league or really whatever. And I mean, honestly, it's like one of the most wholesome and fun servers out there that you can join. You can see the link here on the screen or yeah, in the chat there. So I really recommend that you guys take a look at that.
I'd love to see that, and make sure, you know, reach out to people at your university or your college and see who wants to group up and play and get involved in these tournaments. Make some great friends and some good memories. Now, Skin and I are gonna have to go now. We're gonna turn you over to some other great commentators and great action to come, but we just want to thank you so much for having us here today. It was great.
Yeah, for sure. It was a great time. We had a lot of fun. But yeah, that's it for a Luau Power Hour.
All right, have a great rest of the day, everybody, and good luck to all teams.
Save Smash, everyone, and welcome back to CCA Final Exam, brought to you, of course, by the Collegiate Cephalopod Association, alongside the one, the only, the homie DRF. I'm Mazer Stu, the announcer, thanking you for watching us here on twitch.tv. DRF, crazy tournament so far. It's been Wiggler Ahoy kind of running all the way through groups, looking pretty solid, all things considered, but all that can just be wiped away with just one bit of slacking, as we are, of course, approaching top cut.
Oh yeah, Wigglehoy has definitely been running the table here. They did actually face, Frowning Face University, formerly known as K University, in our previous tournaments in round 2, and they took it all the way to game 5. So one must be thinking that we might end up seeing these two teams face off once again in finals later on here. But as you said, anything can happen here. So I guess there's only one way to find out what's going to happen, and let's dive right into game 1 here, which is going to be tower control on Piranha Pit.
Now that is going to be weird, just because you are going through, clearing these checkpoints is hard enough. You're riding through this, what feels like the longest plat on the face of the planet, as I mentioned prior to going on the air, as we're getting Frowny Face University, which is a name that I'm going to try to shorten. I'm not going to lie to you folks. Against the Killjoys, which is brief enough, and certainly trying to rain on the parade and add to the frowns here.
Yeah. I'll probably also refer to them as K University, since that's what they've been playing as for the past couple of games. But we already see the K University team here getting past that first checkpoint and getting 2 people down on the side of Killjoys.
Yeah, with the gold dynamo going down as well. That's going to be rough. No source for armor coming up, as that suction bomb was just well enough placed. You have a 2v1, you have a 2 to 3 disadvantage. But, the suction bomb kind of making up for it, as they are trying to get past this next checkpoint. And again, you're hanging out there. You're sitting ducks by that deceptively close plat, as the Splatling trying to do work. But again, Nolan just going off. And this is the kind of midline play that we have come to expect from the Splatter Shot Pro Virtuoso.
Oh, yeah. And right now we see Vanessa rocking that Dynamo. Vanessa's just such a good Dynamo player. I honestly can hardly imagine Vanessa playing any other weapon, as they're already riding out this 3rd checkpoint here. Vanessa making it near impossible for them to just get up on that snipe there and do any damage, as we see a clean knockout. 100-0 there.
They don't get much cleaner than that, do they? The things that we saw from all of those individuals, obviously, it takes a full team effort, for sure, but did Nolan go down at any point during that? Because I'm looking at that, and yeah, that looks like the sort of KAs that you have when you just don't have time to waste in spawn.
Oh yeah. But yeah, they just could not do anything to stop either Nolan or Vanessa. And like you said, it really is a whole team effort there. It was just very well coordinated. And it seemed like Killjoys kind of reached a point where they just started staggering themselves. And they just weren't grouping up well and trying to make this sort of counter push to just put K University on the back foot.
Yeah, really no place for their opposition to go. The Killjoys just being beaten from pillar to post there. They could not get a footing in on that match. And it's not like they didn't have their opportunities, but it seemed like they were not able to shut down the onslaught that was coming at them, obviously from Nolan, but also the Dynamo that was doing quite well to give them ink armors for those continued supports, and of course the frontline play as well. Just so on point. There was no place for Killjoys to even breathe.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we're gonna be going into Clam Blitz on New Albacore Hotel here for game number 2. So definitely, I think on the side of the Killjoys, some adjustments are gonna need to be made here. One of them, I think, really is just gonna be team coordination. They're gonna have to just communicate with each other a lot better in order to, get a solid push towards the opposing team's basket here. Definitely going to be seeing QB rocking, I think, the Splatling with bubbles here. just to provide some protection when they get a push going. But yeah, I guess we're gonna have to see what the teams bring out here as we dive into game number 2.
And this kind of is gut check time if you're the Killjoys. So now we are going to have to see what they're made of as we are going to Clam Blitz. Their aim is going to be tested, and certainly their patience as well. It's not the easiest basket in the world to get to. Nolan is not going to be dissuaded from their pro, but certainly you have to keep an eye on that Jet Squelcher, which may well hold the key for victory. Mobility and distance are definitely key. The Jet Squelcher fits the bill, and no doubt you see 2 of them coming out, one for each side.
Yeah, and we see QB here just trying to take control of that left bridge there, applying a little bit of pressure early on, but backing up just to, stay safe there. But, oh, there we go. QB going down to the suction bomb against her own splash wall there. Yikes.
Yeah, that's a rough way to go out. I mean, you only have so much distance to stick out with that splash wall before it stops giving you the protection that you think you have. So, as they are, Vanessa looking for a way to deal with the enemy, just waiting at the gates as Nolan is going to get the first barrier breakage. Eventually will succumb to the Stingray, but no Clam's able to be piled in until that one. Wait a second, you had a whole barrage just waiting below as the diversionary tactics on the platform pay off, and they score a whole 44 points for their initial gambit. Not bad for K University as Killjoys looking to strike back here. The Tenemis was gonna try to provide that first push.
Yeah, great push from K University there to start out. And oh no, 3 people going down on the side of K University there. So this is going to end up being the Killjoys' chance to do some damage of their own here. This is going to be a very critical push for them. They definitely need to try to get the lead here because K University has already showed in the first minute what they can do if just given a little bit of leeway. So it's going to be absolutely crucial for Killjoys to just pile on those clams, but it looks like that this is going to be the end of their push.
I mean, they did it, but we saw they built up enough, I think it was a few power clams and just enough of the regular clams to get that lead, and that's going to be good for 61 points. So an incredible response from Killjoys. We are less than halfway through the allotted time for this match, not including overtime, of course, folks. You just never know in Clam Blitz. You never know when you're going to need it. Sitting still just long enough for the Stingray to kill them, and Kim not going to miss that mark. Their tracking has been on point throughout this set, and Nolan is going to get another barrier breakage as they are trying to cut down into the penalty and get the lead, and indeed they do. K University showing no quarter in the face of their oppositions, and they are taking Killjoys out behind the shed. 95 points. They are 2 clams away from victory here, though it seems like the push will be stalled at that. DRF, this is back and forth. They are trading haymakers.
Oh man, yeah, this is such a good matchup we're seeing right now. Just K University are getting so close to to just killing it with that knockout there. But they're gonna have to just go ahead and reset, take their time, right? But they already do have 31 clams in total, so they just really need one more push, and it will definitely be over. But Killjoy's doing an absolutely great job of slowing them down at every turn here. Let's see if they can actually get this push of their own going, as they really have K University on the back foot now, retreating all the way back to their own basket.
Yep, watch the top of the screen. We're seeing a lot of 1v1s being found here, and of course Cat is going to strike first, has a power clam in tow, and now in hot pursuit. Wait, finds a side alley, but the splash wall will come up, and yeah, you did see them put them at a 3v4 advantage, as Kim and Cat, it seems, have power clams ahead. They're going to get the barrier breakage. One power clam is going to do it, and that is it. K University going up by a score of 2-0, and I mean, that's pretty decisive. Killjoys looking like they were coming right back into it, but K University tightening the boots around the necks, and that is Nolan popping off yet again for double digit KAs. But in Clam Blitz, it's real hard to solo carry. That's a whole team effort.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, we saw some great coordination from both teams here. They both did a fantastic job of just responding to each other's pushes. We K University had, the first blood there, striking early, getting all the way down to something along the lines of 56, I believe. And then just coming right back with it, Killjoys managed to just take the lead with a very strong push of their own, and it was just constant back and forth. But in the end, K University sealed the deal here. And now we're going to head into the decisive Game 3 here. If K University takes this, they will be moving on to Grand Finals.
And it makes you wonder, this is a spot that it seems like it was well earned, because K University was one of those teams that was kind of lingering around that 2-1 range. Wiggler Ahoy was the only team that seems to have gone undefeated through the initial rounds, and K University emerging as worthy opposition, perhaps, to challenge for the throne. SS Nolan has been pushing for that spot, for that recognition as one of the better Splattershot Pro specialists, certainly on the K Pro, for in all of North America, and indeed has garnered a fan base of their own and is only looking to expand their empire here. And as we take a look at the compositions, it's going to be K University in the purple, as it seems, and switching over to the junior. I'm not even as a good friend of mine, Rissa, likes to say, as they main a junior, calls herself the armor bot. But when you're talking about this level of competitive Splatoon, it can be a lot more than just that.
Oh yeah, it's Junior is basically kind of like the poster child for support weapons. But it's just I don't know, the Junior is just such an essential part of a comp if it's on your team. Yes, it's definitely an armor bot, but it's just such a good way to ink the map, and it's just going to be so crucial to maintaining, first of all, the zone here, and then second of all, just map control in general.
It makes you wonder. I kind of think of it as an armored computer where, okay, yeah, it definitely serves its purpose, but it still needs a smart individual to know how to operate it to its maximum efficiency. So maybe there's something to be said about that. You're not just holding forward and holding the ZR button. You have to have your movement on point. You have to have your shot calling. Some of the best Splattershot juniors, of course, are, I could certainly name names, but I'm not going to bring up any unwanted beef, potentially. That they're basically the shot callers for their team, and they play what is the starter weapon in this game. So something to be said about the kind of individual that you need to be. Certainly a selfless one in order to play it. Gets that trade there with the slosher on the K Pro, dude Nolan, and I'm sorry, I actually did not see the name. Either way, 2-2 on the map right now, as it's going to be
AZN.
AZN. Okay, so I thought that was an ampersand for a second. I don't know. Either way, my eyes might be failing me, but my senses apparently failing me even faster. DRF, please fail me.
I got you here. So AZN's gonna go ahead and be popping the armor here with that ends up, but gets taken down anyways, as the timer's already ticking down below 10 seconds here, and it looks like it is going to be the clean 3-0 knockout for K University as they head off to Grand Finals.
K University taking them to school, and they move on to Grands. A well-earned spot, and it's not like the Killjoys weren't putting up a fight, but when you're going up against the force like Vanessa stealing the spotlight, I mean, Nolan saw Nolan's double-digit KAs from the last match and said, you know what, I'll do you one better. I'll do it for the clinching game, and 13 splats on the Dynamo. A just domineering performance from Vanessa, leading the team in KAs, obviously providing a few armors along the way, but yeah, just the Dynamo being, gosh, I feel like such a Smash commentator when I say this, because like, oh, Bayo is dominant. Is this Smash 4? But yeah, Dynamo being dominant. Is this Splatoon 1 DRF?
Oh man,
And
yeah,
that's why you don't let Smash commentators on your stream. Anyway.
Yeah, but honestly, I am always just in awe of Vanessa's Dynamo play. It is just so much fun to watch. Like it, I don't know. I'm always just baffled at how just smooth Vanessa is with that Dynamo. Like Dynamo definitely being the slowest of the rollers there. Like I don't know, when Vanessa plays it though, it feels like it's, you turn around and you're just dead. Vanessa's gonna be there and take you out in the blink of an eye.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You could do all sorts of things to counteract the weight that the Dynamo brings to the table. I mean, just through your gear, obviously, but that don't mean a thing if your movement is not on point. And it's kind of almost how, if I can make a sports ball analogy, DRF, it's almost like in hockey where your goalie has to be the best skater because you have the heaviest equipment and you have the bulkiest stuff. Well, yeah, that's kind of the thing with the Dynamo. You almost have to be the best technical player on your team. You need to make sure that you better know how to substrafe if you're playing something as heavy as that for certain. If you're wanting to be, if you're wanting to hunt heads anyway. But yeah, Vanessa coming through and showing just how technically adept they can be, and it's a performance that was well done on their part, and obviously a whole unit, K University, proving that they are one of the scariest teams in this bracket. This is a whole unit that's coming through.
Oh yeah, and the Magic Man running the stream, my boy Magic 8-Ball, has already updated the graphic here. So we see that our grand finals is going to be between K University and Wiggler Ahoy. Oh, it is currently 2-0. All right. But Wiggler Ahoy is up at this time. So we can definitely probably, it's definitely looking like Wiggler Ahoy might be re-entering here into grand finals for a potential rematch. But UCSD Esports definitely going to have to be putting up a good fight over there.
Yeah, UCSD Esports is a very interesting team, and it's one that you know quite a bit about, considering, yeah. But have to say, they're going up against Wiggler Ahoy, who went 3-0 in this tournament. What is their biggest challenge when they're going up against a team like this? Because I'm seeing some very familiar names on Wiggler Ahoy, because we're talking about Soren and Char, like names that I have seen, quite frankly, over on IPL Splatoon with their swimmer sync tournaments. So this is not a team with which to be trifled.
Oh, definitely not. And Ali is just a menace with those tetras. And that's probably going to be the biggest issue for UCSD Esports. They just, for some reason, always have a difficult time with tetras. And as someone who is a coach for the UCSD Esports team and occasionally subs in for them when needed, it's just for some reason tetras are always what basically just, I guess, causes the brain to shut down with the UCSD Esports. So it's definitely going to be super challenging for them having to deal with that.
Well, I will say there is a hallmark in Smash culture, really esports culture in general, known as the commentator's curse, where the commentator, and you know exactly where I'm going with this, where we talk about something that is bound to happen and is, almost assuredly after the commentator says it, the exact opposite thing comes to fruition, and it just winds up jacking up the whole rhythm of commentary, etc. Well, there is possible that we could see the producer's curse happen after we just saw Magic 8-Ball, who's been running this whole stream like a champion, by the way, come through and just straight up put K University against Wiggler Ahoy for this final. That's all I'm saying, and I'm only busting Magic 8-Ball's chops because they've been doing a fantastic job all throughout the day. I would not be doing this otherwise, but I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there in the ether, DRF.
Oh man, yeah, no, but we love Magic 8-Ball. He's been doing as you said, he's been doing a fantastic job running the stream. And while we're waiting for that other semifinal matchup to finish up, let's go ahead and just give a quick shout out to some of our staff here. Running the TO table right now is Adam, Mizuno, Isabel, and Kira, they have been doing a fantastic job just running around, trying to get tweets out, doing things in the help desk, running the battle fight, everything. So excellent job to them. Thank you all much. And another shout out to EJ, the man behind the graphics, the hype videos. Pretty much most everything that you see here on screen right now is due to EJ, and a lot of the Twitter content, the graphics, everything are all him.
Oh
and
my gosh, dude!
it is fantastic. What a legend!
I actually didn't mean to cut you off there. I do apologize, but I have to say some of the stuff that I see around the production with CCA Splatoon, and EJ is the guy that does the videos for this.
He's done most of the videos, although Magic did produce that last video hyping up the Purdue versus UCSD matchups.
Yeah,
with Magic did a fantastic
some of
job
those
with
made me
those.
want to run through a brick wall. I am that jacked up. Like, I love seeing stuff like that, and it's the sort of hype that we need more of. So Magic 8 Ball, EJ, whoever's responsible for all that good stuff, shout outs to yous. Like you are pretty awesome. And apologies for my Philadelphia colloquialism. So we say yous instead of y'all sometimes, but yeah, but whatever. It's more convenient in the English language. There is no singular word for you all, so I have a whole 30-minute rant on this, but this isn't the right bus stop for it. Anyway, we're going to, I think we are going on. Is this in fact single elimination for Top Cut?
It is in fact single elimination. So once you're out here, you are gone for good. We'll see you next time. But that is not the case for K University, and whoever else wins between UCSD Esports and Wigglehoy.
Right, so while we are waiting on those results, actually, let me go ahead and check that real fast, because I'm looking for the Top Cut bracket, and for some reason, I'm not able to find it, but
Let's see.
If we could get an update on that.
Yeah.
Okay. I just found it, so there we go.
Nice. So yeah, still in game 3. Don't know what's going on over there. Wish we could have a little fly in the rooms of some of these players that are in that other semifinal matchup.
I will say, in the meantime, if you are enjoying what you are seeing, by all means, go ahead and hit the heart to follow this channel. Subscribe if you are so inclined. If you think it's time, drop the prime. Anything that you can do to help out the Collegiate Cephalopod Association is more than enough. And we thank you all for your patronage. We thank you all for taking a little bit of time out of your lives to share with us, the game that we all love, and certainly the fact that we're all sticking together throughout our communities, all of ours, because I don't need to go into a whole rant about what is happening, but we are all in this together, and we love you. So shout outs to all of you. And of course, if you want to support us on social media, CCA_Splatoon for more of that. So I think we can go to a quick break as we wait for the match to unfold, but don't go away. K University is sitting in grand finals like Cell at the Cell Games, just waiting in the ring for the challenger to appear. Will it be Wiggler Ahoy, or can UCSD Esports make the comeback? Come and find out. It's grand finals of Final Exam right after this. Don't go away. and welcome back to twitch.tv/CCA_Splatoon, your home for CCA final exam. And of course, we are up to grand finals. K University, of course, stylized as Frowny Face University for this particular match. The lineup of Kim, Kat, SS Nolan, and Vanessa flexing their Splatoon muscles in 3 successive games over the Killjoys, who were the number 2 seed in the tournament. Obviously, they were both 2-1, so not too much difference between them, but K University separating themselves from the pack to catch up to the number 1 seed, Wiggler Ahoy, who wound up winning their set 3-1, and pretty convincing fashion, although it wound up taking a little bit of time. So UCSD Esports perhaps making it just a little bit interesting at the end. The scoreboard does tend to lie at times, but here we are in Grands, Wiggler Ahoy versus K University. And I mean, DRF, these are 2 very well-tested teams with very seasoned players. Kind of hard to see a difference between the 2 thus far. If you could give us a quick tale of the tape.
Yeah. So these 2 teams in the past 2 tournaments have faced off. This is going to be their 4th time. As of right now, Wiggler Ahoy leads their matchups 2-1. All right. And all 3 times that they have previously played each other, they have gone to 5 games. So we are definitely hoping to see that here again today. I'm sure that both of them are hoping to make it quick and painless, but I'm hyped to hopefully see this go to 5 games.
I mean, it is no matter how many times they might go, it could go to 5 games, but it is going to be far more than 5. This play of 5 parts opens up at Humpback Pumptrack. Welcome to Grand Finals here at Final Exam for CCA. And as we take a look at the compositions, about what we expected from K University, but taking a look at how Wiggler Ahoy is counterplaying here. Beautiful start by Kat, jumping right in. And this is exactly the sort of pace setting that you want to see from your front line.
Oh, absolutely. And that the double junior comp is definitely really interesting to see coming from K University here. And it is already definitely paying off with just so much raw inking power here. And just Wiggler Ahoy's trying to make something of this right now. And there we go. We finally get the successful flip there as 2 people go down the side of K University. Kat here trying to get out of completely out of dodge here and manages to do so successfully. As the clock continues to tick down for Wiggler Ahoy, they're going to be catching up here real quick.
Yeah, I do find it kind of interesting. You're seeing double ink armor, double booyah bomb coming out from K University, but Wiggler Ahoy jumping right back in, taking the lead, having the counter down to 39, and this could just go back and forth either way, but you only have so much room to move around in the middle of that zone, and you're coming up onto a hill for the zone. That's going to pose at least a little bit of a challenge. The lead is trading back and forth. This is the 3rd lead change of this match, and we're only 90 seconds into this sucker. So it's going to be, Vanessa not going down quite yet, just out of range of the splashdown, and eventually it's going to be Kim jumping in and getting the last laugh as the lead is extended here by Kim. They're holding the zone thus far. Where's Wiggler Ahoy's next gambit going to come from? Because if they don't get this off quick, double booyah bombs.
There we go, the double booyah, crucial to this map here, but 3 of them go down anyways. K University is just continuing to ride this out. I cannot believe they did not manage to flip the zone there. And right now, Wiggler Ahoy is just completely just in disarray here, trying to make something of this, but 3 people go down, and this is going to be it. Oh, that's a shutdown. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Door was slammed in their face. The desperation splashdown at the end, and Vanessa shuts the giant black colored door right in the face, courtesy of that dynamo roller. And we're taking a look at the splats right now, Kim, that initial just charging right in, splatter shot, juniors blazing. That was about as textbook as it gets for K University, and Wiggler Ahoy, it seems, has met their match.
What a first showing from K University. They have come to play. They came out guns blazing, and they just set the pace, and Wiggler Ahoy could not keep up in that game.
Yeah, you're telling me, and that seemed to be the play all along. You have that armor for a little bit of sustainability on that zone if they do wind up with a successful flank, and obviously the firepower in that dynamo to take on challengers from a distance if needed. And of course, if you're coming down from that elevated platform, all you have to do is kind of hold that hill in the middle, and you're generally good. You're able to hold off at least a few people from the side. That double booyah bomb almost worked, but those individual picks, DRF, they
Hmm.
proved to be fruitful for K University, and that might have just been the difference.
Yeah, I mean, I still cannot believe that the double booyah did not turn the zone, because that's the reason that everybody runs double booyah if for Blackbelly zones. Those two booyah bombs together can easily flip the zone, but they barely missed it, I think. And K University, with that raw inking power, I think, were just able to ink through the booyah bombs.
Yeah, and it is kind of the same sort of principle between those two, whether it's Humpback, Pumptrack, or Blackbelly, where you're trying to control a centralized elevated area. Obviously, there's a difference between the split zones, but as K University and Wiggler Ahoy are going to try to make it rain on Inkblot Art Academy, no real difference aside from the Nautilus. Excuse me. So we're not going to see a double splatter shot junior, excuse me, but yeah, Jet Squelcher and a Nautilus being broken out, perhaps a little bit more well-roundedness for a little bit more of a free-form kind of a map.
Yeah, and here we're diving right into this here. Soren already has the 10 missiles up and ready, and he's going to go ahead and send those off with the Booyah Bomb coming in to kind of zone Soren out here. But Wigglehoy grabbing the Rainmaker early on, trying to just do some quick damage here as the Stingray gets taken out. Wow.
Spending just a little bit too long in the air, and the Nautilus is able to find the mark. Nolan proving that they are more than just a K Pro, as the Inkjet is going to peak to the skies and takes out one of their victims. Ali, it seems, is going to suffer the fall as they're trying to push the Rainmaker out of their own zone and finally getting points on the board. They are 15 away from the lead, and it looks like they may very well take it, but it's going to be a shot from the side as Ali and company are going to get their revenge and keep K University from getting the lead. As it stands, it is 20-13. I doubt that's going to hold, DRF.
Ooh, yeah, no, this
point.
Yes, absolutely beautiful there. As two people go down the side of K University, Ali is just ready to go in and start doing some serious damage to K University's backline here, but finally getting taken down by Vanessa. The duel between captains here, and Vanessa managing to just completely stop Ali's reign of terror in their own base.
Yeah, and they're just kind of hanging out there, aren't they? Vanessa trying to ink as much as they possibly can in mid, providing that little bit of distance. And I think that was a little bit of an assisted kill. Wink the Inkjet, as well as Char going to suffer yet another fall. Vanessa proving to be quite the force with that dynamo, as if they haven't already. Wiggler Ahoy trying to hold on to that lead, but it looks like they will lose it here, and just 1 point. What's that they say in the IPL Splatoon chat? The 1 point meme?
1 point this isn't necessarily 1 point meme. 1 point meme usually if you end up right at 75, you get taken down, and priority always goes to whoever hit that mark first. So wow, and we're seeing some serious push here by Wiggler Ahoy, as they managed to bring it all the way down to 11, and out of nowhere, the clean knockout, somehow sneaking through to finish the job and bring this set to a tied 1-1.
They decided that they were going to win the game. They made the conscious decision to win. That's how I'm phrasing that, as Ali leading the team in KAs with 8, and of course, everyone else doing a wonderful job to keep pushing through, and of course, the carry with the Rainmaker. They would not be denied, and we saw Nolan trying to do everything that they can to taking a potential trade and turning it into a regular kill, but eventually just too much to deal with as the opposition was coming through on the plat just behind them. and there's only so much you can do. Your back is right up against their spawn, and you're in the middle of an engagement. That's to be foreseen, perhaps. But yeah, you saw what was coming, and man, it's a shame that the opposition did not. Either way, it's going to be Wiggler Ahoy with the 1-1 draw here, as they have a little bit of momentum going to their side. And look at that, they are ready to go right away.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And, just kind of going back to that game real quick, Wiggler Ahoy, we saw this earlier on stream. I believe it was round 2 when Wiggler Ahoy faced off against Killjoy. We saw the same sneaky Rainmaker play. For some reason, they're just able to slip through super easily and just steal the Rainmaker while the other team just completely not expecting it. It was just so well executed once again to finish off the job here. As we see K University actually unreadied here, maybe making some minor changes. But our next game we're going to be heading off into is Tower Control on Sturgeon Shipyard. This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming all the way through that. You have plenty of opportunities to snipe. That's a given. But also the control of mid, ever crucial. And that kind of seems to be a theme that we're coming across, is that controlled area of a certain space, and the objective kind of shifting around from one point to another. And obviously you can't just rush the tower all the way up through the zone. So it's going to come down who can be the most patient, the most methodical. And you have to think that dynamo is going to come pretty much in handy, and the tight movement abilities of Vanessa are going to be perhaps fruitful upon that tower. Of course, they're going to be counteracted, and those Tetra dualies are perhaps going to prove their worth, just kind of hanging around and trying to play support. Kim already with the Stingray. 4-2 advantage right now for K University. This is the time to strike, and they are going to get to the first checkpoint seemingly unchallenged. Wait a second. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, wow. And Wiggler Ahoy running a very, very short-range comp, which is definitely going to be a bit of a challenge for them, possibly, given that 3 out of the 4 weapons on the other on K University outranged them. But it looks like that they're just going to be playing a very, very aggressive style here. They are fully invested on this. All of the stocks are on this sort of place. We see Char going down to Nolan here with that fantastic K-Pro. And once again, it looks like we're going to see Wiggler Ahoy going to be on the back foot a little bit. Doing a really good job, K University doing a really good job holding their position here as we see them being down one person.
Nolan is going to go down. Now it's a 4-2 advantage. Wiggler Ahoy going to try to take advantage of this and perhaps get some points on the board. Roundy able to get on the tower before the first, before it reaches midfield. So the momentum of the tower is not stopped at all. No wasted movement whatsoever. A cautionary trip off of the tower for just a little bit. And if they clear that first checkpoint, they will have taken the lead, and they successfully do so. And K University on the back foot yet again as the tower ticks down past the halfway mark, and Soren is not done. That's going to be a 2v2 that winds up being 1v0 in advantage of Soren, and they're still going past the second checkpoint. Soren holding down the upper platform, and they are looking to go all the way here, eventually held back by K University, but not before 76 ticks off of the board for Wiggler Ahoy.
Wow, serious damage that Wiggler Ahoy has done here. It is going to be a really tricky job for K University to come back here, but it is 100% possible. This is such a good team. They can totally do this, but they're definitely going to need to get some really crucial kills here and be able to just, hopefully get the other team to stagger a little bit. That way they can just make a really good convincing push of their own, going deep into their base. But Wiggler Ahoy, once again, getting back to that second checkpoint already. It's really looking like, spelling like trouble right now for K University here.
And they're so close to clearing that second checkpoint. And that might just be the difference. If K University is certainly not out of it, But if they clear that third checkpoint, that is going to spell trouble. They have not been able to do so successfully yet. Wiggler Ahoy are down 4-2, so this tower is going to be pushed out quite a bit. They're not out of this. Nolan definitely has the technical ability to win a couple of 1v1s. Of course, it might come down to the, perhaps, pardon the Machiavellianism, but divide and conquer here from K University if they want to get an advantage here. And if that word is confusing to you, I don't know why. This is a collegiate tournament.
Oh man, yep.
I'll call you out on that. I don't care.
Oh, 2 people going down on the side of K University now, and Wigglehoy is going to reclaim the tower here and try to get back to that second checkpoint once again. My apologies there. But K University doing a good job here, taking 3 people down before they could even get close to that 21 checkpoint, and a full-on wipe finally. This might be the chance that K University was looking for to finally get a good push here.
Anticipating the strike from their left, seeing that that's where 3 of their opposition is, and the Booyah Bomb is going to be aimed right about there. Going to be looking to at least draw them off of the platform, and indeed they are successful. So they're going to push past the first checkpoint at long last. 4-2 advantage on the map. Ali sticking around, however, and those Tetras are going to have to kick it into high gear right now as they are trying to get past the second checkpoint. They are not able to do so as they are completely wiped. 15 seconds left, and Char and company stay strong and get the hold.
Wow, if you are a fan of K University, that is heartbreaking. And that is going to do it with Wigglehoy getting the crucial stop there right at checkpoint 2, 8 ticks away from taking the lead. But alas, Wigglehoy played it super well and manages to secure the Game 3 victory.
I mean, they were so close. Nolan doing everything short of riding the tower themselves and providing so much support, especially on that last, on the defense and that last little push. But eventually, he and the rest of his teammates were all wiped out. Wiggler Ahoy doing just enough, keeping persistent in their opponent's zone, right up next to their spawn, really. And you saw that effort within the first half of the match by Soren on the opponent's plat next to that little potential snipe area near the wall up close to the ramp, trying to hold off the opposition as much as they can, getting an assist on 1 kill and a flat out splat on the other. So, yeah, it came down to just those individual efforts combined with the coordinated pushes, and it turns out by just 8 ticks DRF, and that's going to be the painful thing for K University. It was by just 8 ticks, but Wiggler Ahoy hold out.
Yep, indeed. That's definitely going to have to be fueling their fire as we head into Game 4, because as of right now, this is do or die for them. If they lose, they are done. The tournament is over. Wiggler Ahoy will have aced their final exams here with flying colors and take home the part of the $120 prize pool. So let's actually take a moment and talk about that real quick, as we have a $120 prize pool here. $80 going to first place, $40 going to second place. So really, are either of these teams losing?
I would say no. You know, that's something to be said about that. But K University would certainly like to take home the winner's share of the purse. Let's just say that. But in order to do that, they're going to have to take home 2 straight games. And now here we go. The squid in the back said everyone attack, and it turned into a Clam Blitz. And here we go, game number 4. I apologize for the 70s, 80s rock pun, but actually, no, I don't.
Yeah, you never apologize for puns.
Perfect. Or I guess it's a reference, not really a pun, but either way. All right, we'll discuss the nomenclature of that later on. Either way, this is Kim on the Jet Squelcher, and I can only imagine this is going to be key yet again maintaining that mobility and also just kind of being a nuisance, keeping their distance and making sure that they're not getting completely wiped out, especially by that those tetras and of course that dangerous splatter shot of Soaring.
Yeah, and here we see Charlotte having those Tenta missiles ready to go whenever they are ready for them. But we see really balanced Clam economy right now. 13 on the side of Wigglerhoy, 15 on the side of K University. Both just kind of, playing a little shifty here, like kind of a little back and forth, trying to see who's going to be able to get that first crucial kill. Neither team trying to be that first blood here to allow the other team to get a solid push. But here we have the Booyah Bomb coming out. We'll maybe finally start seeing a push here from K University as they do get 2 people down. And here we go. Oh no! Gets shut down. Yikes.
That's a mighty fine defense, and that was in conjunction with the Ink Armors as well. So they are going to get that initial break. 26 points on the board thus far. I don't foresee them adding to this unless someone's coming in from the bottom of the screen, and it seems like that is not going to happen. Char going to send off the Tenta missiles, and it's not like this is far from a solo effort from Nolan. This entire team has been working their butts off to get, even that one win, but they came awful close in that game number 3. We could be talking about an entirely different set here if it were not for that clutch stop, let's just put it that way, by Wiggler Ahoy on their own plat. But that's just how close this has been. It truly is a game of inches, and Wiggler Ahoy are going to take it right back and try to provide some separation. They see daylight, and they're going to get another power clam in. Look at that. DRF 72 points on the board, and Wiggler Ahoy looking to put this one away.
Wow. Oh my goodness. What a push from Wiggler Ahoy here. K University is just straight out scrambling now. They're once again 3 people down. Wiggler Ahoy doing everything right now. They are just everything going their way right now. All the 1v1s, all the jumps, literally everything that they want to happen is currently happening, and it's still happening for them. They have 18 clams once again, and they're getting ready to make another push here.
Seems like a sort of oxymoronic concept, doesn't it, DRF? When you're talking about, you see this composition that they're going with, you see the dualies and the dualies and the tetras and the end zap and the splatter shot, and you're thinking, wow, okay, they're going to want to rush in just guns blazing. But no, actually, when you're coming up again, when you're talking about this in conjunction with the jet squelcher, and and obviously, like, you're getting outranged by even the Splattershot Pro here. That's when you're required to be patient, because you're going to have that jet squelcher just kind of beating you back to take away that optimal angle, and you have to pick your spots all that much more efficiently, and they're doing so right here again. Twice they are able to cut into that penalty. 85 points. They're counting it down into the single digits. 9 to go. They only need 2 more clams. Is this it? K University down to 2 on the map. They are not going to be able to get any more in. It seems like. Oh, wait a second. They do. That suction bomb gives them just enough distance. Wiggler Ahoy anchors away.
Goodness.
They're sailing away with the final exam grand title.
Wow. Wow. An excellent showing by Wiggler Ahoy. They responded from that first game like, that game 2. It all started with game 2. They thought that they basically treated it as if that was their do or go home game. And from there, it completely flipped the whole nature of this set and managed to ride this out 3 straight games to completely shut out K University and take home the crown. Ace the final exam here. Everything just went 100% right for them, and just wow, I am astonished by just how Wiggler Ahoy played this last game.
were able to isolate the weapons that outrange them. Obviously, you don't want to be going at them from a straight-on angle, but you come at them with numbers. You get them into disadvantageous situations. You're able to get them from the sides and take them out, and that opens up the floodgates. Does it not, DRF? And we saw that right there. That's last sustained push that was able to get them to cut into the penalty and then tack on to the 28 points remaining, and that was eventually all she wrote. And once you saw it down to the final, to the single digits, I was kind of thinking, okay, how is K University going to come back from this? And then they just didn't, because they couldn't. Soren with that suction bomb, giving themselves just enough distance and giving K University just enough pause to even try and challenge it. And by that point, that's Soren tossing in the final two clams to deliver the coup de grace. Beautiful stuff, DRF. And Wiggler Ahoy, have to say, earning this one, 3-1.
Yep, and just honestly, a phenomenal showing from both teams. Just want to shout out K University here. Nothing to be, shameful of or, doubting yourself. They played such a great tournament. I don't know. It was honestly just really, really fun to watch both of these teams play, especially for the fourth time now. So Wiggler Hoy, I guess, now taking their, total matchups in this tournament up 3-1. So who knows? Maybe we'll continue to see them in future tournaments. And honestly, this is just one of the best matchups that we could have asked for. Just constantly seeing these two teams go back and forth with each other.
Oh, you're telling me it was an absolute pleasure to see that. And you have to think that 3-1 score is haunting for K University for more than one reason. It is hard to imagine players of this caliber having bracket demons, but Wiggler Ahoy seeming to fill that role rather comfortably, a little too comfortably for K University's liking. We'll have to see what happens in the future, but right now, it is Wiggler Ahoy at the top of the mountain and on the top of the boards as they ace the final exam. Once again, we'd like to thank you for joining us here on twitch.tv/CCA Splatoon, _Splatoon, And of course, follow the stream. If you think it's time, drop the prime, subscribe if you're so inclined. Whatever you can do to help out the Collegiate Cephalopod Association is more than appreciated. Magic 8-Ball has been on production this entire time. Our wonderful TOs that made this bracket run smoother than butter are absolutely remarkable. And of course, you had the Luau Power Hour taking us through the first part of this tournament through pools. That is nothing to shake a stick at. And of course, my commentary partner for this top cut, DRF. Where can they find you on where can the good people find you on social media?
Yeah, so my Twitter is at DRF_Splatoon. I don't post a whole lot. I mainly do a lot of other social media managing for things like CCA, the Trade Splatoon account, amongst other orgs and whatnot at UCSD. But yes, feel free to lend me a follow if you so wish. It would be greatly appreciated. And what about you, Stu?
Well, if you're so inclined, you can hit me up on Twitter and Twitch. I'm probably going to be streaming tonight at Stu the Announcer. So thank you all for joining us. It's definitely been a hectic couple of weeks, but we're all going to get through this together, and we're going to do so having a little bit of fun playing the games that we all love. It doesn't matter who approves of it. We're going to do it, and we're going to get through it. So once again, final score is that is Wiggler Ahoy taking it by a score of 3-1 and increasing their overall set count on K University to 3-1 as well. So a lot of pondering to be had by both teams, but one is going to enjoy this night just a little bit more. Thank you for joining us. This has been Final Exam by the Collegiate Cephalopod Association. I'm Stu, the announcer for DRF, saying good night, and until we meet again, happy splatting.
Thank you all so much. This is actually going to be the CCA's last tournament for the semester, so I want to get that in real quick. This was our last tournament for the semester, so thank you all so much for a successful semester, or quarter, whichever system you're on. We will be back in January with a new tournament and hopefully more and more community events, whether you're competitive or casual. We are looking to always bring new things to the CCA. So thank you all so much for the continued support. Enjoy the holiday break that is upcoming. And please, please, please study for your finals, everybody. We wish you the best of luck. Stu, thank you so much for joining me today. It has been an absolute pleasure having you. And I hopefully we'll get another chance to meet again.
Yeah. Don't get cooked. Hit the books. Good night.
And you